So the sensitivity means simply how the changes of one variable or the one factor that will impact the profitability of any project. So the scenario analysis here, it evaluates the effect of changes in the several variables at the same time under different situations or the different scenarios. So the complex investment decisions that can be handled through techniques of decision tree analysis. Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the session. My name is Krupamdi, faculty in the Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we are discussing Advanced Corporate Finance for 5th semester BBA. So your first unit, risk analysis in capital budgeting. So in the previous sessions, we have seen the problem-oriented topics, that is the standard deviations and the coefficient of variation and the probability method, how to find out the expected return and also the calculation of NPV. So in the today's sessions, we will see the three important topics. So that is the sensitivity analysis, scenario analysis and decision tree analysis. These three techniques are the measures that is used to evaluate any capital projects or any investment project to find out how the effect of one variable will impact the profitability of that project or the NPV of that project. So that we have it as the three method: sensitivity analysis, scenario analysis and decision tree analysis. So first we'll see what is sensitivity analysis in capital budgeting. So the sensitivity means simply how the changes of one variable or the one factor that will impact the profitability of any project. For example, if any new product is launched, so the decrease in sales, so that directly will impact the profitability from that new product. Suppose if there is any increase in demand and the sales increases, that also will directly have the impact on the project's profitability or the product revenue. So here under the sensitivity analysis, what happens, how the sensitive of one variable or the changes in one variable that will impact the profitability of any project. So the sensitivity analysis, it is a way of analyzing the changes on NPV or the IRR, that is internal rate of return of a project to a given changes in one of the variable of capital investment. So that means in any capital investment, if one variable, if there is any increased changes in the one variable, that will directly impact the NPV, that is the present value or the internal rate of return or any profitability of that project. So for example, if a company wants to or the plans to invest in a project with an expected profit of 10 lakh. So that means if any company plans to invest in a project and their expected profit if it is 10 lakh. So then what are the expectations or what are the outcomes or the changes that will have to impact their profitability? So if the sales decrease by 10%, then the profit may fall to 7 lakhs. So that means they are making a predictions. Suppose if there is a sales decreased by 10%, the profit from that project may falls to 7 lakh. If the cost increase by 10%, then the profit may fall to 8%. So that means the changes in these factors, for example, if the sales decrease or if the cost increases, so that directly will have the impact on the profitability. The profit may decrease. So this shows how the sensitivity of the project is to the changes in the sales or the cost. So that means the profitability of the project, it is hugely depend on the sales volume, and at the same time, if it is increase the cost or if there is any decrease in the cost, so that will directly impact on the profitability of the project. So that is, we call it as a sensitivity analysis. So that means measuring or analyzing how sensitive the project profitability on the changes in the one or other variables. So next we have the scenario analysis in the capital budgeting. So the scenario analysis here, it evaluates the effect of changes in the several variables at the same time under different situations or the different scenarios. So in the different situations or again given different scenarios, the changes in the different variables will how it will impact on the performance of the project. So the measure or the technique that is used, so that we call it as a scenario analysis. It helps the managers to understand how a project will perform under the different future conditions. So that means in a given situation, suppose if we are taking any decisions, so that we have the three assumptions or the three scenarios. So that is being optimistic, or being in a normal, or the pessimistic. So optimistic means we are assuming the best situations or the best outcome for our project. And normal means depending upon the situations, we'll expect a normal result from any project. Pessimistic means we are assuming the worst scenario of the project. So that means we have these three scenarios. So by assuming these three scenarios, we can make an assumption or we can make a decisions about the project performance. So here, common scenario, here the scenario is one, it is your best case, that is your being optimistic. And in the normal case, assuming a normal level of outcomes, and the assuming a worst case. So what will impact or what will have the impact on the sales? So in the best situation, so the best scenario, you can assume that the sales will go high level or sales will reach a high level. And the cost also, it will be low, so the result we can expect a high profit. Suppose if we are assuming a normal scenario or the normal situation, so the sales will be achieved at the expected level, the cost also will be at the normal or the expected level, and we can achieve a normal profit from that project. Suppose if we are assuming a worse scenario, or if we are being a pessimistic, so that means we are expecting a low sales, we are expecting a high cost, so the profit also will be low, or the loss also there, the chances of incurring a loss also will be there. Next, third one that we have, it is about the decision tree analysis. So usually whenever the investment project we take, it will be a complex procedure. So that means, suppose if we take one investment decision, so the outcome will be the different. We may succeed from that project, or we may also have a failure from that project. Suppose if we succeed, what are the other alternatives that we have? Suppose if we have got increased or the more amount of profit, how to reinvest that profit? So we'll have the multiple option for the, or alternative options for the reinvestment. Suppose if our first project it is failure, how to overcome that failure? What are the better options that we have? So that is, these are the many things that are involved while taking up any capital investment project. So all these complex investment alternatives or the choices, so that will be represented in a graphical manner or through the charts or through the diagram. So that we call it as a decision tree analysis. So the complex investment decisions that can be handled through techniques of decision tree analysis. Any investment decisions that we have, if it is a complex in nature, so that we can easily make a choice by using the decision tree analysis. So here meaning, decision tree analysis is a graphical presentation of the relationship between the present decisions and the possible future events and the future decisions and their consequences in a tree form. So whatever the complex investment decisions are there, so that will be represented in a diagram or in a graphical representations. So that will represent in the form of tree branch. So that's why we call it as a decision tree analysis. So for example, if any investor, he wants to open one shop. So that is the first decision or the first investment plan he has. So from that will be given as a investment or the decision 1. So then he can assume the outcome from that shop, whether it is a success. So what will be the percentage or the probability of success? For example, if he assumes that 60% he can achieve a success, so that means 0.6 he is assuming it as a success. And then remaining will be he can assume that remaining, the possibility or the probability remaining 0.4, that is the failure. So then, after if it is succeed, he can expand his shop or he can expand his business. Maybe he can go to the different line of product or the different line of shops. So here also he has a multiple choice. Suppose if he fails, what are the other alternatives he has. So likewise, the decision tree, it will be other investment decisions that will be represented in a graphical manner. So it will be drawn like this. So that's why it represents branches of tree. So that's why it is called as a decision tree analysis. So the sequences of event is mapped out over time in a format similar to the branches of tree. So whatever the number of different decisions are taken, so that will be represented in a format so that resembles or that is similar to the branches of tree. So that we call it as a decision tree analysis. So what are the advantage of that decision tree analysis? So first, it facilitates investment decisions in a scientific way. So whatever the alternative or different investment decisions are there, so that will be presented in a branches of tree with the probability of success or the failure or the different outcome of the project. So it will represent or it will facilitate all the investment decisions in a particular manner or in a scientific way. So this techniques gives an overall view of all the possibility associated with the project. So by using decision tree analysis, it will exactly give the outcome of the different choices or the different alternative investment decision. So it considers the risk and uncertainty. So here, what is the risk associated in any given project? So it will consider all those factors. So the expected monetary value, that is EMV. So important while we do the decision tree analysis, one important calculations that we have, it is the EMV calculation, that is expected monetary value. Suppose a 1 lakh worth of investment it is made in a project. What is the expected monetary value of that project after 1 year? So by using certain techniques, so that EMV will be calculated through the decision tree analysis. So it will give you a clear picture for the investor how the project will perform, what is the outcome that he will get. So that is, we call it as the expected monetary value of any project. So it is useful for the sequential decisions. So that means always when we make one decision, that is automatically connected to the other decisions or the other investment plans. So all these sequential decision, so that will be represented in a decision tree analysis. So the investor, he can plan what is, or he can measure what is the outcome of these project, or in these different sequential project, what is the outcome of that project, he can clearly measure by using the decision tree analysis. So this is what we studied here. It is the tree analysis that is used in the capital budgeting techniques. One, it is your sensitivity analysis, that is measuring how sensitive the changes of one variable that will have impact on the outcome of the project. So that is the sensitivity analysis. Then scenario analysis that we have, it is assuming three situations. For example, in a optimistic case, what will be the impact? And if it is in a normal case, when we are assuming a normal case, what will be the project outcome? And being it a pessimistic, so that is assuming it a worst case, so what will be the project outcome will be. So that is the analysis that we use, or that we call it as a scenario analysis. So now we have the decision tree analysis, where the complex investment decisions that will be represented in a graphical manner that is similar to a branches of tree. So important there, here in the decision tree analysis, they will consider both risk and uncertainty involved in the project, and how to calculate the EMV. So the expected monetary values also will be calculated for each alternative decisions. So that will make easy for the investor to decide which project that it is best for him to accept. So these are the first unit that you study under the risk analysis in capital budgeting. So here the important topic that we have, it is what is risk, types of risk, and what are the techniques that is used to measure the risk that is used in capital budgeting. So the here important that we have seen, it is the risk adjusted discount rate. By using RADR, how to calculate the NPV. So that is one concept, it is important. And then second one we have studied, it is the certainty equivalent approach. By using this, when the certainty equivalent values are given, how to evaluate or how to calculate the NPV. So that is the NPV calculation. Now comes to the probability approach, how to calculate the expected return. So that is under probability. And then we have the standard deviation and coefficient of variation. So under standard deviations, we have with the probability, and when the probability is not given, how to calculate the SJ and the coefficient of variation. So that is the practical part that you need to study. And then comes to the last part, that is sensitivity analysis, scenario analysis and decision tree analysis. What is the meaning of those things that you need to know? So that is all about your first unit. In the next sessions, we'll move on to the important topic or the important unit that we have in the advanced corporate finance, that is capital structure theories. How the capital structures, that is deciding about capital and equity, that will impact on the market value of the firm. So that is all about your capital structure theory. So that we'll start in, or that we'll do it in the next session. So this is all about your first unit. I hope you all understood your first unit, and we all meet in the next session. Thank you.